Hello and welcome. In the previous video, we learnt about the while loop. In this video, we will learn about the for loop. Okay? Here, I have the program that we had learnt in the previous video, which gets us the multiplication table. So when we run it, it asks a number, and whatever number I enter, it gives us the multiplication table of that particular number. Okay, so we had programmed this in the previous video. I hope you still remember it. Now I will explain you how the for loop works, taking this very example or taking the same example. Okay, so basically I will be printing out the multiplication table of a number using the for loop. Okay, so let me do that. So here you can pause this video and see how I have written the code. Basically it is from the previous video itself. I will write the syntax for the for loop and then explain you how it is done. Okay, so for loop has for keyword first, and inside brackets there will be three statements. Okay, statement 1, statement 2 and statement 3. Alright, and inside curly braces will be the statements that need to be executed until some condition stays true. Okay, now this is the syntax, a very simple syntax of for loop. Three statements inside the brackets, and all three are separated by semicolon. Okay, now what is statement 1? Statement 1 is initializing expression, which is basically this. So let me copy this. Okay, let me copy this and let me paste it here. Okay, so this is what should go here. Okay, next statement 2 is the condition. So what was the condition in our while loop? This was the condition, correct? This was the condition. So statement 2 would be the condition, and statement 3 is the update expression. Okay, update expression. What was the update expression in our while loop? It was this, correct? It was this. So that will be the update expression. Okay, and what are the statements that need to be executed when the condition is true? That is this. Okay, that is this. So basically this block of code will get you the exact same result that you obtained using this while loop. Okay, this while loop. So here I will delete this to avoid confusion. Okay, delete this to avoid confusion, and this is also not required since we have entered it here. So this is also not required. Okay, so let me run it now and show you that it works fine. Okay, it is working, and now let me explain you how the for loop works. Okay, now we are asking for a number and storing it in num. When the for loop runs for the first time, very first time, this is executed. Okay, when the for loop runs for the very first time, this is executed. All right, and this is executed only once, and that is when the for loop runs for the very first time. Okay, so this is executed, and next the condition is checked. So when the loop runs for the first time and when the count value is set to 1, it checks whether 1 is less than or equal to 10. this comes out as true, and as soon as this comes out as true, this is executed. Okay, so we get 5 as output, and after this is executed, the control goes to this. Okay, only after this is executed, the control goes to this. Here the value of count is updated. Initial value of count was 1, so 1 plus 1 becomes 2, so the new value of count is 2. Okay, next the control goes to this. It checks whether 2 is less than or equal to 10. This comes out as true, and so whatever is inside or between the quotes is executed. So 5 into 2 is 10, and so 10 is printed, and after it is printed, the control goes to this. The value of count is updated to 3, and it repeats again and again until the count value becomes 11. When the count value becomes 11, this comes out as false, and so the for loop terminates. Okay, this is not executed after the first iteration. After the first iteration, this is not touched, meaning this is executed only once, and that is when the for loop runs for the first time. Alright? Yes. So this is how the for loop works. First is initializing condition, second is initializing expression, second is the condition, third is update expression. Alright? So basically, if you know while loop, you know for loop. Okay, it is easy. All you have to do is move few parameters from the while loop to this. Okay, yes, I hope it is clear. Now here also let me get it in the same format. Okay, so first what I want is num, and after that I want x symbol, and I want count, and I want is equal to symbol, and then I want num into count. Okay, so let me run it. Let me give 8, and I get the table in a proper format. Okay, yes, I hope it is clear. Now an exercise for you would be to get the multiplication table in reverse order, meaning first result should be 8 into 10 equal to 80, then 8 into 9, 8 into 7 till 8 into 1. Okay, yes. Now let me explain about break and continue. Okay, let me delete this. Let me delete this. Let me delete this too, and let me delete this. I'll say num, and here I'll say num. Okay, and everywhere it must be num. Let me run this, and I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. So let me say NDL, and you can see I get numbers from 1 to 10. Okay. So what is happening here is I am saying num equal to 1. So first, when the loop runs for the first time, the value of num is set to 1. Then it checks whether 1 is less than 10. It is less than 10, so this is printed out, and after it is printed out, the value of num is updated. Okay, and this runs till number becomes 11, and that is when for loop exits. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to terminate the loop. Okay, I want to terminate the loop when number becomes 3. Alright, so when number is 3, I want to terminate the loop. I want to stop the loop. Alright, so let us do that. To do that, we need if condition here. I'll say if, okay, and here I will say number is equal to 3. If number is equal to 3, then inside a bracket I'll say break. Okay, break. Now let me run this, and you can see I get 1 and 2 as a result. Meaning, when number becomes 3, the for loop terminates. Alright? Yes. So now let me explain you how it works. When the for loop runs for the first time, this is initialized and this is checked. When the for loop runs for the first time, number value is 1, num is 1. So 1 less than or equal to 10, this is true. When this is true, everything inside the curly braces will be executed. Okay, which curly braces? The one that starts from here and ends from here. Okay, will be executed. So when num less than or equal to 10 becomes true for the first time, this is checked. Number is 1 in the first loop or first iteration, I can say. In the first iteration, when the loop runs for the first time, number is 1. It checks whether 1 is equal to 3. 1 is not equal to 3, and so this is skipped and this is executed. So we get 1 as a result here. So after this, 1 is updated or number is updated. Number value is updated from 1 to 2. Here it checks in the second iteration whether 2 is less than or equal to 10. 2 is less than 10, this is true, and so once again everything in between the brackets are executed. It checks if 2 is equal to 3. 2 is not equal to 3, so this is skipped and this is printed out. Okay, so we have 2 here. Next, the value of num is updated to 3. Next, it checks whether 3 is less than or equal to 10. This is true and the control goes to this. It checks whether 3 is equal to 3. Now, 3 is equal to 3. This is true. When this is true, this is executed. So what is inside this? The break keyword. So when the break keyword is encountered, the entire for loop terminates or stops. Okay, so that is why we are not getting any output here. Okay, I hope it is clear. So break keyword is used to terminate or stop a loop. Alright, yes. Now let me explain you about continue keyword. So here I will say continue. Okay, continue, and here I will say percentage 2 is equal to 0. Okay, is equal to 0. Alright, now let me run this, and you can see I have 13579. So basically what I want to get as output are the odd numbers. Okay, if there is an even number in the iteration as a result of an iteration, it must be skipped, or I can say it must not be printed. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 are even numbers, and so they must not be printed. That is my requirement, and for that requirement I have used this. Okay, now let me explain you how it works. When the loop runs for the first time, number is 1. 1 is less than or equal to 10. This is true. when this is true, entire thing between the braces will be executed. So the control goes to this. Now it checks whether num mod 2 is equal to 0, or in other words, it checks whether 1 divided by 2 gets any reminder or not. You know that the percentage symbol gets you reminder, correct? So 1 divided by 2, do we get a reminder or not? We get a reminder. So it is not equal to 0. So this is skipped. Okay, the continue is skipped and 1 is printed out. 1 is printed out. Next, after this, the value of num is updated to 2. 2 less than or equal to 10 is true. Condition goes to this. It checks whether 2 divided by 2 gets any reminder or not. There is no reminder. Reminder is equal to 0, and so the continue keyword is executed. So basically what happens is, when the continue keyword is encountered or executed, it skips that particular iteration, meaning this will not be printed out. Okay? When continue keyword is encountered, it skips that iteration only and not the loop. It doesn't terminate the loop. The loop is not terminated like the break keyword. When break keyword is encountered, the loop is terminated. The loop ends there. For loop ends there. But when continue keyword is encountered, that particular iteration is skipped, and so this will not be executed, and so 2 will not be printed out. Okay. Next, the value of number is updated to 3. 3 mod 2 is not equal to 0, so this is skipped and 3 is printed out. Value of 3 is printed out. Next, 3 is updated to 4. Number value becomes 4. Number 4 less than 10, this is true. 4 mod 2, 4 divided by 2, does it give us any reminder? No, it doesn't give us any reminder. Reminder is equal to 0, and so continue is executed. When continue is executed, that particular iteration is skipped, that's all. So this is not executed, and so we do not get 4 as result here. Alright. So this is the use of break and continue. Break stops or breaks the loop, whereas continue skips that particular iteration. Alright. Yes. So this break and continue also works with while loop. So I want you to try this along with the while loop, along with all the things that we have learnt in this video. Okay. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.